Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Yo, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live early in the morning, shocking the whole world. Everybody was like, where was you at yesterday? Sino had a wild night. So after Sino's wild night and early departure from the wild night, we come to this because this scenario is even more crazier than anybody has ever imagined. No one's ever really fathomed what kind of position like other people could be in when they go into these situations, especially with Diddy. This hasn't been a situation that has flowed well and has garnished the type of respect that you would have thought a trial would get or a person would get. Like, well, he's innocent. Let's wait till the evidence come out. Everybody's going off of salacious storylines. Now, word around the campfire is that Diddy is this man that manipulates and gets people to do stuff for him, and it's an illegal fashion. He coerces people. He does all these extortional tactics, essay charges, and all of these things that are put into a perspective that the man is guilty. So they start to look at, well, somebody's telling and someone's cooperating with the feds. Now, all of these things that you say on video and you mention and on all these networks for years, not thinking it would have ramifications later on in life. Well, I'm here to tell you it do. And not only do it have ramifications, the ramifications starts to play out loudly when it starts to implode and the whole world could see it. See, that's when it starts to get real strange. And people got to start asking questions when they start seeing it appear in front of them live.
There has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true.
At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in this party. So the way I would get in this party is I show up with a camera.
Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this, Playboy.
Puff is there, and it's all about him. And I'll never forget, he got mad at me.
So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
Yo, Fox and I came. What? Puff's in there. It's coming. I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy, man. Huh? So what I did was I would show up to the party in my little town car. This town, you know, I grabbed a town car so I could skirt. Puff the SUVs and the Bentleys, the whole night. He get out. I get out too with a camera. The big Canon, like, yo, Puff, I should document this shit, right? Yo, what's up, Playboy? What you talking about? I said, no, I should get this, man. You, Fonz, the whole nine. He says, yeah, let him through. Excuse me. So I get the, but at that time, it wasn't like the little camera y'all got. It was the big intrusive Canon. I had a battery pack. Hold on, man. Let me change the pack. Put my light on here. Do that again, Puff. Do that again. I missed that one. Do that again. Put the pack. So I started following him. So I followed him the whole time. I remember watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm filming this. And it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth don't know if you know who that is. The sex lady. The sex lady. I see Dr. I said, Miss Ruth, could you please come over here? This guy by the name of Sean P. Diddy Combs. I need you to come meet him. I need this for my camera. Dr. Ruth and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they're dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and they listening to a demo. You know what the demo is?
Right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Beyonce.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Now, to bring context to what he's saying, what he's actually trying to say is that early on, this is how he was getting started with Puff, as far as hanging out with Puff back when he was Jamie Foxx. Like, people know him, but they broke. And this is why I tried to tell people about Black Hollywood and what they considered Black Hollywood. Is all the Black actors in Hollywood, they seem to hang out with each other because they normally was working together on the same films, and they were all in attendance. But some things started to transpire and go into different realms, because he's getting in it at this time. Puff is one of the biggest names in the game at the time, production-wise, producer. He's already a mogul at this point. So this is like the early 2000s. And during this early 2099, around this time, Diddy is like one of the biggest names in the game. Now, he's telling you how he got started by using his cameras to try to document and film so he can get in. And he's got the cameras going. He's got the lights. So by saying this on video, he's already stating he has footage with celebrities and names and all of these people on footage. So you've done all the work, or the majority of the work, that the federal government would love to have a piece of, to see if there's other pieces of the puzzle that they want to put together into their narrative of a story. And they want to try to see if they could lean on some people to get it. You said you got all these tapes. Did you give them to Diddy? Because Diddy had bragged before that he had been documenting his life since 1992, which we've seen a lot of those footages from him back on vacation when he was building up Bad Boy Records back in the 90s. He always wanted to do that, making the band type thing that you saw. He already had that idea of making the band. So when they did the behind the scene where you see that, they do like a show and trying to do an elimination to see who makes it. He had that idea. 50 Cent actually came in and did that and took that idea and ran with it. And it had one season on like MTV. It didn't go very well. 50 Cent was on a couple of the episodes, and some of the episodes 50 wasn't even on. But the thing was, it just didn't take off. And he tried to do his like apprentice type thing, who was going to be his new assistant working for him. And it was, that was horrible. Like the way it was set up was horrible. Now, with these tapes that he has, Jamie has he would go on the talk show and tell these stories. But there's also things about Jamie that most people didn't know. Everybody know I slept with Jamie Foxx's girlfriend. Jamie didn't care. But that's neither here nor there. New Year's, he know Jamie was in town. He brought her here. So everybody who know me and been following me, you've already familiar with that story. Now, moving forward. Is a contrast of what was going on, because during that time, this is around the same time this Diddy party and all this stuff that he's talking about is actually going on. He's doing that. He's in Chicago at that time to bring in New Year's. You know, he's hired to bring in the New Year's. So now everybody in this scenario he's talking about is when he's getting ingratiated with Puff. And now, because Puff said, okay, let this guy come in, he can come with us. Now you're going to see a whole new era with Jamie Foxx. Because now Jamie's being allowed to integrate with the A-list celebrity crowd, where he could never get into. He was only ingratiated with Black Hollywood. And that's why I tried to tell you there are two different worlds into the whole movie industry. You're either in this upper A class, or you're in this, or you're a Black actor. You're either in that class, but you have to be accepted to be there. Or you in this class here, which is Black Hollywood. Now, Chadwick Boseman was never Black Hollywood. We're going to have that discussion at another time, but I don't want to get away from that. But he never was Black Hollywood. He never started off there. He started off in Hollywood. He came through the right doors. Now, Michael B. Jordan came up through Hollywood, not Black Hollywood, Hollywood. So morning. So a lot of people think just because you're Black, you go through Black Hollywood. It's not true. It's not true at all. Some people go through actual Hollywood. Black Hollywood is where you will see most people start. And it doesn't mean you're low tier, because you could see people that will go through Black Hollywood and can transition on to other things. But Regina Hall, that's Black Hollywood. Taraji P. Henson started in Black Hollywood. She started there and now she's in Hollywood. But she started off in Black Hollywood. So you have to understand that in these areas of expertise and this breakdown niche, Jamie has now entered into A-list Hollywood to make connections now on a major scale. Now that he's ingratiated himself with Puff, videotaping these things at the party. So now you know the backstory of the foundation of what he's really doing right now.
Wow. And then Andre Harrell, run that back. That's the one right there. That's going to be the one. You just missed that, the ordering of the champagne, the whole nine. Country, get this. You call me country, get this. So I'm filming it. That's the one. That's the record right there. Run it back. Line up. So Dr. Ruth Puff dancing, right? All of a sudden I get this, and then I'll flip the camera this way. There's Demi Moore and some young dude. I don't know who dude is. So I said, Puff, who that? Oh, that's the young cat. I asked him question. I said, cool. So I asked Demi Moore, I said, is it cool if she said, sure, whatever. It was probably a wild night. Sure. So I watched when they first, got together. So what happened was, I'm following Puff, and his parties were like amazing. We were in Philly one day. I fly to Philly, town car, same business, go up. But Puff say, this party, Playboy, this party right here, I see $1.5 million. I said, nigga, what? You spent $1.5 million on that party? I said, you come to my house, I'll throw you a party for $400, and it will rival this, not in scale, but the people there, because that's how I started. I was the first social media dude. When I would do stand-up, I had cue cards, This is 91. I had cue cards, and I would have people sign and put their pager numbers on it. And I would call during the week. Yo, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. So I had 800 signatures, 600 women, 200 guys. So it became a floating party. So when Puff came to LA, he said, "Yo, Playboy, Saturday morning, make that shit happen." I said, "I'm on it." Went into my phones, called 200 because I didn't have a big house. 200 of my best friends, girls that were beautiful but not tight, but not slutty. You know, just in the daytime. It's daytime. This is my daytime crew, right? He get there, he goes, "That's the girl on this movie, and that's the girl on that." I said, "Yeah, we all hang out. We ain't got no money, but we all hang out together." I said, "Look on the table, Kentucky Fried Chicken, but I put on some nice plates and some cola and a picture of the whole night." And it was great. He had a great time, and that was that same party that Pharrell was at. But what I started doing in order to get artists together, I said, "Puff, you don't understand. When we watch you from New York, you're bigger than life to us." I said, "So the $1.5 million, yeah, you can do that, but it don't matter. Because a New York fitted baseball cap is how much retail?
Like $25.
$25, right?"
Yeah.
I said, "Puff, but on your head, it's priceless." And I said, "Now watch this." And I played pong, pong, ping, pong, 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 pong. And LA niggas was mad. They was like, "Hey, look here, cuz, hey, fuck that shit, dog. I said, fuck that shit, dog. That motherfucker." I said, "Look, you got these LA niggas gone." And it was moments like that. It was like, and then I had a studio in the back. So every time somebody would come over, I would ask them to drop music there, Puff, Snoop, because I want to get in the music business. But we also started doing this thing called New Music Hour. So any person that came to the house that had a song or could do stand-up with it, you could perform. No one was allowed to boo or nothing like this. Watch you.
Now, another point that I will give you backstory to all of this. Jamie Foxx was one of the first people to start doing these type of parties where everybody would have an album listening party. This is where it was known in Hollywood. He just did a ghetto version of album listening parties. And when he did a just black version of it by having Black Hollywood and having all the people in there, see, Diddy know because he's seen Diddy is A-list Hollywood, but Diddy is black. So he watched black films. He watched the films that's at the movie theaters that ain't gonna get all the awards, but black people in them. You know who he saw? Sanaa Lathan, Regina Hall. This is how Sanaa Lathan was getting up with the high figures because they were all broke in the game. The Bears don't have an offensive line. Now, because of all of that and what was happening and transpiring on the set, what Jamie was trying to show is that you gave me $400, I could make a party just like this with $400, and it's going to have a more of an effect economically. This is what he was trying to get Diddy to see, because he's trying to get into the music business as well, because Jamie was a singer. So he was trying to get a record deal at the same time. So now he's trying to finesse the record deal. He get into the record business because the movie thing, he said, okay, the movie thing is cool, but it ain't really there yet. You know, he's not at Jamie Foxx Oscar and, you know, this is cool. But then I got to go audition and do this and doing it. I'm doing stand-up. It's a grind of hell. But musically, if I get in with all the music producers, I could write for people. I can make music for other people and do this and that. I got way more range that I could use in the music business than I can really in the acting business right now. The acting business is kind of this is our show. We don't really know you as an actor. You do a couple of funny things in comedy, but we're not really looking into black comedy, but he could do drama, but who's going to give him the chance to do drama? You know, it's one of those. So now the whole scale leaps. The scale leaps. He's showing Diddy that, look, we got the people, the streets. Look at all these people. These people now are listening to new music. You give them some new music, you could do this. And Diddy like, yeah, yeah, man, you did all this. You know, like, you got all these people together. This is what I'm talking about. We got our own thing. So now the $1.5 million party that Diddy was bragging on is actually other people sponsoring it. Sean John, the other sponsors, all his companies and brands promote those type of parties. They pay for certain celebrities to come out. They get the invite. They get the exposure. They bring their clients out. They get seen. They get dressed up. They make an appearance. Nobody even know what the event is for. Those are those $1.5 million parties they put together. Those are promotional. Okay, that gets you in the face of these brands, that gets you in connections with these A-listers. So those what those parties are for and about. I've been in one of those parties. Actually, about 3 of them. So of a major party. So a lot of things got past the Cavassier. So yeah, that actually came from Pastor Cavassier, actually came from the doggone party that they was at. They were at a party, Pastor Cavassier. And then that ended up becoming a song. Because they always saying, man, Pastor Cavassier. And then they was like, oh, that's gonna be the, trust me, it happened just like that. Pastor Cavassier. Bro, let me tell you about Sanaa Lathan. Sanaa Lathan was broke. Stan Lathan, her father, we know about her. We know about Stan Lathan. Let me tell you how this was going. Stan was trying to put her in the right television roles. She was on TV shows like Fresh Prince. She was on a couple other shows. Stan Lathan was the guy who was responsible for getting her started. She wanted to prove she wanted to go her own route and be rebellious and do her own thing on her own and didn't want to have the help of her daddy. Daddy wanted to keep her in certain movies and everything else, and she wanted to do what she wanted to do. So she was broke. Trust me, she was broke. She's broke with rich parents. Is that what you want to say? Okay. But trust me, she was broke. And she was getting up with men, and they were pioneers. So she hooked up with Andre Harrell. Yeah, she went from Diddy, Andre Harrell, that whole crew. Neil Long, all of them, they were broke. Broke. But they was in movies. So they were Hollywood broke because they got expensive bills. So all the money they make from the movie goes right to the bills. Now they got to do another movie. Yeah, most of them lived together. They had roommates. They didn't even have their own crib. You think Sanaa Lathan had her own house? They were broke. If it wasn't for a different world, she wouldn't have gotten, Jada Pinkett wouldn't have gotten, if it wasn't for a different world, she wouldn't have gotten put on she would have never made any money, period. Debbie Allen saw her. It was a scene, a role for a pregnant girl on A Different World, and Jada Pinkett was auditioning to play that part for the pregnant girl. So she was just making a guest appearance on the show. She did so good in her interview and everything. When they tried to interview her for that part, she said, you didn't get the part of the pregnant girl. That's going to somebody else. You're going to be a character on the show. Just like that. And that made her whole career. That changed everything. So she wouldn't even have been making big bank like that. Now, let's stay focused on where we are. We're going into other things. Let's stay focused right here with these parties. Now, Regina Hall, yeah, of course, Regina Hall was there. Regina Hall is Sanaa Lathan's best friend. Sanaa Lathan is the one who brought Regina Hall in and groomed her. Do you watch my videos? You don't know this? Oh my God. No, Tracy Ellis Ross grew up rich. Sorry to tell you, she's Diana Ross's daughter. She grew up rich. Rich and spoiled. But let's continue on. Now, from this point, right here, what they was doing was scaling. So now, by 2002, 2003, this thing is going to get bigger and bigger in numbers. Now that you've been ingratiated into this, Diddy is going to invite you to the other parties that start late. Like we're kicking this off at 4 a.m. in the morning. Those parties are the ones that the feds are interested in. And they want to know who attended those parties and do you have that on tape? That's what they're going to try to pressure from Jamie Foxx. Now, a lot of the rumors that's out there right now about what's going on in the rumor mill is that Diddy tried to take Jamie Foxx out because Jamie got these tapes. That's what the whole internet sensation is using. Diddy did it, and he's the one trying to take him out. He tried to take Al B. Sure out. He took out Kim Porter. He took out Al B. Sure. He thought he got him. Al survived. Then he tried to take Jamie out. Those are the three people that have all the convincing evidence on Diddy. Now she's mysteriously gone. And look at what happened to Al B. Sure. He barely survived. Wait till his book comes out. Now you have Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx has barely survived. All three are the three key pieces. I'm like, take Al should be sure out for what? Here's the rumors that in this book, Kim Porter saw some tapes and saw things on the tapes that she thought was disgusting. She saw tapes and saw Justin Bieber and Diddy allegedly, and she was going to put this in her memoir, that this changed her life when she looked at Puffy entirely different. She could not look at him the same after watching some of the things he did in these videos. She was okay with the dildo action, but what happened after that was so disgusting and so disturbing. She did not even want to be around him anymore. Where do they get this stuff? This sounds like some doggone Ernestine book writing crap. Where are they getting it? Do I believe the book is real? No. The freak-offs lasted days. I'm like, damn, days? What do you mean it lasted days? They ain't take a break. They just going at it like rabbits. Oh my goodness. Where are they getting this stuff from? The Jamie Foxx clone thing, let me tell you where this come from. They cloned Tyrone, right? That's what this was about. They cloned Tyrone was supposed to come out, and they postponed the movie because of Jamie. So Netflix or whoever it was that had it postponed it due to Jamie Foxx's condition. Had he passed away or whatever, they were going to probably postpone it for a little while before that. But since he survived and was going through his rehabilitation and everything else he was doing, Jamie, the movie and the premise for it and the marketing was that Jamie Foxx was cloned because of how the internet is, and all these internet stories about they cloning us out here, and black folks believe anything that's a conspiracy. Anything that's a conspiracy, tell it to black folks and it becomes law. You're like, how do you know there ain't a microchip in your brain? That's how they do it. They put it in the doggone drink, and then the microchip gets stuck and go right here. And that microchip is there, and that's how they got you. Did you go get your tetanus shot? My baby ain't getting no shots. That's how they get you with the immunization. They put that immunization in there, beep, now you got a microchip in there. They got you. They got you. We will believe every conspiracy theory without backing up a fact ever. No research, no nothing. Just tell them the conspiracy theory and it is law. That is it. So they cloned Tyrone. I've had to sit there and have a 2-hour conversation of, me basically having about 5 minutes of words spoken, and had to listen to another human being try to tell me how cloning can exist. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, we cannot clone a grown human being. Okay? And they come out grown. We can't just say, step in this machine, and they come out and they look the same. You can't do that. Try to explain it in as many different ways as I could. I'm like, dude, if they could do that, they would have done that on a larger scale. Do you think yes, you can. No, you cannot. Believe me, they've tried. And you can't. When you clone something, it has to grow. So it has to start from emphasis and grow and develop all the way up. Now, here's the thing. Right. Exactly. If it sounds like a movie, we believe it. Because we've been fed movies. And we don't want to research. We don't want to find out if it's actually true. Now, going into this situation, here's what happened to Jamie Foxx. Diddy was not around Jamie Foxx when Jamie Foxx got sick. Jamie Foxx was sick out of the country. He had gotten a cold. They was filming this movie with Cameron Diaz, and Jamie Foxx, and he was angry at something on the set over some things. It was freezing cold while he was over there. They had filmed all their scenes there finally. They got all the shots. They come back from overseas, back to America. And they're on this set, and they're getting ready to shoot the scenes here, and they're setting up. They got a couple of days. They're getting the sets ready. And allegedly, Jamie did some bad coke. Where did he get it from? So somebody planted in there, whatever. Fentanyl, he's down. Just like that, dropped, dead. They had to use CPR. Good thing his buddy was there to use CPR to revive Jamie Foxx. Before that, he had some drug dealers after him days before this happened. He had called 911 because a drug dealer was following him. And it was on TMZ. Nobody really remembers this. Before this incident happened, this guy was like, Jamie owes this guy money. So now, all of a sudden, everybody, remember, your brain don't work the same. Everybody knows. Cat Williams know. Everybody know. Everybody in Hollywood know that he's trying to do this because he's trying to say, hey, he just had a medical emergency. They don't know what happened. Hollywood is trying to clean it up because it happened on a Hollywood set. So now Hollywood could clean it up, get the doctor to say, don't say it was fentanyl. Don't say it was this. Don't say it was that. Saying an undisclosed illness. What? Because now that brings in investigators. Now the police going to investigate it. If they said anything with fentanyl, now the movie set and everybody, and then you damaging the film and it damages everything else. So they can't have that. They don't want an investigation. So now, oh, this just was a heart attack or some type of weird stroke he had, an aneurysm, anything. Draw it up, doc, however you want. You get the Hollywood doctor in there. So they bring him back. But it took a while because he was messed up. He couldn't move. One side of his body was like paralyzed, his left side. He had to rehabilitate, take it slow, learn how to walk again, everything. So the Diddy theory. Let's go through that. Y'all believe Diddy would do something like this to this man. Why? Why would Diddy take him out? Because he got tapes. He got proof. They could bring him in. Why? Because that's not going to save him. Because if anybody go down, it'll be Jamie. Because Jamie is damn well is in a lot of that stuff with Diddy. We know that is fact as far as freak-offs. That's the freak-off master. Now, Jamie has moved differently in the last few years, just as Puff has. All these guys have moved differently, but in the same time that they talking about with these tapes, Jamie and Diddy was synonymous with it. Now, I know from the girl that Jamie Foxx was dating, when they had that fight and she came over there to me that night, and she told me a lot about Jamie and a lot about these parties. So I was knowing all about it. I've been knowing about Jamie Foxx for a very long time. That has not changed. I slept with her sister. That's funny. That's hypothetical. Jamie Foxx took Diddy's role, Willie Beeman, on any given Sunday. I think LeBron was caught on tape and gave up Diddy. It was a lot of things that went on, man, that was wild as hell. I wonder if Kwame Brown went to Diddy's parties. No. Now, those parties that get wild like that, God, there's normally at somebody's house because there's not a lot of facilities that you can have that's open. In Vegas, there's a couple of places where the club would open up. Those are mostly for drug addicts that go there to those parties. Those are all drug-infused parties. But most of these parties are at someone's home. It's higher security, everything. Nobody looks at it any differently. They got higher security everywhere. Everybody's on standby, and they got nothing cracking. Oh, it's HD. What's up, HD? Salute this morning. Yeah, I had a wild night last night. It wasn't a Diddy party, but it was crazy. I got them to stop playing Drake music. It was crazy, man. Yeah. So what Jamie is telling you is the truth. Is 100% the truth. He started this for the music business, for Black industry, which I don't know why they don't do it. Well, now you really can't, because everybody got beef with each other. They don't really see the bigger picture. And this is how people were able to network and people were able to get record deals. A lot of it is credited to Jamie Foxx. A lot of it is. And as far as growing and promoting your music and everything out, when Drake first came out, Jamie Foxx was the first one to bring him out and took him to Cali and show him stuff. And Drake's first album wasn't even out yet. I think it just got released. And he had brought Drake out to his house, took him out on the balcony, said, hey, this is what it is. You know, this is the people in my yard. Jamie had it at his house. He would house these parties. And then he had like an indoor, basically, you know how, if you ever been to Silicon Valley, if you ever heard about Silicon Valley, everybody can't afford to live somewhere. So it's like an incubator almost, where everybody is, you got all these roommates in there, but they're paying you, right? Like what they would do is give you a percentage of saying they're developing apps and all this stuff for these tech companies, and then Google, Twitter, and all these other people like it or whatever and want to buy it and say, oh, we want it. Amazon wants to buy it. Google wants to buy that application. They want to buy it. If they like it and they want to buy it from you, the person where you're living, they believe in your project enough to let you live there. Your application, they want to buy it, so they'll let you stay there. You're responsible for your own food and everything else. As far as your living experiences and having unlimited internet, that's all covered. You got room, you got this. So all of this is covered. They're paying your rent. You're allowed to shack up there. But this is like a music incubator, what Jamie Foxx has created, having people live in his house. Listen to this.
Benefited from it. Nick Cannon used to sleep on my couch.
Wow.
13 years old. He'd be in one part of the house. He'd like, can I, nigga, go back in there. You can't go back in there. You can't come in there. He'd be like this, right? He slept on the couch. Ed Sheeran was the latest. Ed Sheeran slept.
Wow.
Ed Sheeran, my new house. Ed Sheeran slept on my studio floor for 6 weeks.
Amen.
Working
So
on
you
this
gotta do
shit.
it.
6 weeks. So what we do, like I said, what's great about what we do is that I had Anthony Hamilton. I remember Anthony Hamilton had he said, man, nobody want to hear me say, I'll go watch it. I would go follow him and watch him sing in places. I'd be the only one in it. It's like he had to sing at this one little open mic thing, and he was saying, I'm like, sing, Anthony! Let the Lord use you, Anthony. Sing, son, sing. I mean, it's great. So the last one we had, I'm gonna tell you the ones that we had. It was amazing, and then I'm gonna go. When Drake hit, I'm in the Bahamas, baby. I'm in the Bahamas. My sister hit me. My sister, she here, dark skin, always in touch. Nigga, you need to get this Drake. I said, look, I hit the internet. I said, oh, nigga, I'm in my robe. I grabbed some wine. I said, I forgot to call you on your birthday. I said, I gotta find that dude. So Breon finds him. We actually do a song together. But I was watching him, and I took him on when the redheaded guy took over for Jay Leno.
Conan.
I took him on Conan. I said, Conan, you don't know who this dude is. I said, his name is Drake, and 2 girls in the audience. I said, y'all up on it. He about to be the big dude. So when Drake rolled out his thing, his first album, I said, Drake, I'm gonna do a thing for you in my house. It's called New Music Hour, and I call this On My Balcony. I want you to come get on my balcony. So what do you mean? I said, don't worry about it. You'll see. I said, the SUVs will pick you up, bring you to my house. Now I got a bigger house. It's like 40 acres. Women showed up to the party at 3 in the afternoon. Bus pulled up. 30 girls get out. Bus pull up. 40 girls get out. Crazy. I said, well, ladies, he's not going to be here till like 11 because BET time. So we won't be here till 11. We'll wait. It was BET because it was BET award.
Oh, okay. We thought you were going to.
No. It was the BET Awards that weekend. So I said, listen, he ain't gonna be here till 11. So we still setting up, right? By the time he got there, 2,500 people counted in my backyard. When he drove up the driveway, we had a drive-in movie theater poster of him and this artwork. The smooth one with the cut, you know, the peacoat, the vest, and the smooth, the motherfucker with the shit right. You know what I'm saying? No smiles. It's just the motherfucking right. He drive up with all his boys, and it's funny when before you get your money, everything is too big. Like his Letterman jacket was. He was like, oh man, I said, yeah, man. Oh man. Dog, I said,
Look at the body.
So we did it. I said, hey, Drake. So a few people in the back want to say hi to you. We walk around, 2,500 people. We go up on my balcony. I said, Drake, now I've done this. Puff was the first major. Now it's you. We want to give you your artist. We want to, because you're going to get enough hate. There's going to be enough niggas out there to hate but the fact of what you're doing right now. And so we do the interview, and I hand him the mic, and there's all these people down there. And I said, could you just say something to the people? He said, oh man, what'd I say? I said, nigga, sing something. He leaned over the balcony. I'm more than just an option. The party shot through the roof. We do that till about 4 in the morning.
Right.
Most people leave. We got 200 people left, 200 or 300 people left. I got a pianist to come around 3 in the morning, played all the music unplugged, rapped his music unplugged. New Music Hour at that time. We sat and we listened to other rappers rap and other people try to get their thing on. They go to like 6 in the morning, wrap it up. Then we moved on to Rick Ross. Did one same situation. Not as many people, but the women.
Oh yeah.
And Puff knew about it. Puff got there early, and left Rick in LA because I live outside of it. I said, Rick, you better get here. Puff got he's about to leave with everybody, and they got 300 bottles of Ciroc. It was crazy. And when he showed up, I told the DJ, because I had a DJ in the back, I said, listen, when Rick show up, just start playing. These niggas want to hold me back. These niggas, but don't drop the beat until we walk all the way through the house. When he walked through the house, it's like he had a piccolo. And people was just like this. And then when he finally got into the studio, Puff was standing on top of the things with the Ciroc. These niggas, boom, nigga, crazy. And then we did 2 Chainz and who else was but
now, as you can see, telling these epic stories that he was telling, it was starting about a music incubator where people was in there. And he told you, Ed Sheeran used to sleep on his floor in his studio. Ed Sheeran now is huge in the game. So he was able to ingratiate these people with all of these connections. All of this comes at a price of a percentage or a payback, or you got to come to my house, perform, or whatever things, terms that he provided for him. Like Nick Cannon was young and was staying at his house then. And he was like 13. 13. And then this is before Nick ended up getting all that, where he started living with Kenan Thompson. He moved in with Kenan. He was staying in his car when he got that job and was over there. Then he moved on to staying with Kenan. Then when he got his album, Jamie Foxx helped him out with his album. When he got R. Kelly on there, Gigolo and everybody else. So all of that came from the connections that he met through Jamie. But Jamie was documenting a lot of things. And Jamie had a situation where he had to destroy a lot of the things that he had due to somebody going rummaging through his personal items and found like all these photos of Jamie Foxx. Like Jamie and G-strings, Jamie, like it's crazy. Jamie Foxx had to burn a lot of this stuff that he had. Now, Jamie don't care. Like Jamie has no shame in his game with what he does. So, yeah, it's crazy. Some of the photos, the description of him, I don't even think you want to hear. I don't think you want to even hear. So this guy who was rummaging through Jamie Foxx's garbage. So now what the feds can end up doing is what they would call a search and search, what they call it? A search and seizure. Sorry, it's early. Search and seizure. But the grounds have to be, well, we see this person on a tape and this could be a sort of a crime. So we can go ahead and prosecute that. Now, the racketeering is like, okay, how is Diddy doing a racketeering charge? Who are the conspirators? See, Rico, they've, due to gangs and the way the activity are, to try to neutralize gangs, they used to have a loitering law. No loitering. Why are you just standing here? So you can get arrested for standing. So it was just crazy. Like you're loitering and they just come pat you down. And in New York, they had it terrible. They could just stop and frisk you. Stop. I'm finna frisk you. For what? So it's the ultimate harassment. Mm-hmm. No. To promote, they cloned Tyrone. They kept saying, Jamie Foxx is a clone. Jamie Foxx is a clone. And Monique was like, I saw him and his eyes were all black. Like, that ain't Jamie Foxx. Diddy's not my hero. I just don't hate the man. And I don't think he did any trafficking at all. The only traffic he was is in his car. I believe Cassie participated willingly and under her own accord. Nobody forced her to do anything. I think she was all for it. That's my opinion. And all of these people that are talking are basically disgruntled former employees. Right. Where's the party? They basically try to do the same thing to Kells. And who was his person he was working with? Like, where are the other people?
You know, this is like a witch hunt in a way that doesn't make sense, as you saw with Tupac case in New York. How a whole bunch of people was accused of an essay assault of a woman, and in her own statement, she came to only get up with Pac and claim that these other people got involved. And they all did this to her. And if they all did this to this woman, I'm saying, okay, if they all got down with you and you wasn't down with this, y'all, they know this girl. He don't know her. Like, he met her at the club. So this woman who's doing all this at the club, they knew her. So why would he not feel like, oh, she's not comfortable being around these people if these are the people you know? He the only one going to jail, only one on trial after they came in and took everybody who was in the room, right? And he the only one on trial? You wouldn't expect that man to feel like he was set up? Oh yeah, man. They had this LeBron James saying this about Diddy party and all that. It was crazy. They got the AI. Yeah, all that is like really nuts. He's really guilty, charged him with something. They're gonna look to pin a lot of stuff on a lot of people, man. That's how this industry moves, man. And all these girls who was doing stuff, all these people who was ingratiated with all of these party girls and the industry world. It's like, come on, man. This is what they do. This is Hollywood. So now you're gonna lock up Hollywood? I don't think so. This is about business. Diddy pissed off some powerful people in the liquor industry who are real billionaires, and they came after him. So, and they're showing their range of power going through the New York law system. Whenever you want to victimize somebody, you drag them to New York. That New York law system is no joke. That's why I don't want to go there. I don't want to ever see New York. I was like, I'm out. You can keep me in New York. I'll take my chances with this. We got it bad too, but damn, not like that. Well, you got Kim Kardashian and Chris, who are Diddy's closest friends. They are some of his biggest supporters. Corey Gamble, who she got from Diddy, basically gave it to her, and then that's been that. So you're seeing the scenarios play out with all the party members' involvement, and you're starting to see it firsthand that these people are on a scale are evil. Some of these people, they're just wicked people in general. Kris Kardashian pimped out her daughters, came up with a plan to get them with professional athletes and rappers, especially. You got Joe Budden out here dancing with Diddy. Had to sign in with Revolt. Compromised as hell. Oh no, she definitely did it on purpose. And that's how she ended up with Tiger. Yeah, Joe Budden at a Diddy party getting down. Well, Usher and Diddy were very close, still close to this day. Usher would never turn on Diddy. Diddy would never turn on Usher. And yeah, Usher's been around these parties. He knows what goes on in those other rooms. He's been there. Shit, Tevin Campbell's been there. Trey Songz has been there. Oh, CB, Chris Brown has been there. Who's going to be the next one? Yeah, Diddy, the president, Barack Obama. Diddy was front line and center. So when you mention the former president of the United States of America involved with Diddy, LeBron actually didn't comment on P. Diddy's getting arrested. He had nothing to say because we all know that famous line from him. He actually wanted that removed because people was using that over and over again.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the fact that they're coming after him and using this Gestapo tactic, then you see what happened to Boosie when he started speaking out. Boosie get a lot of views because of Vlad. You mess with Vlad, you go to jail. That's what it seems like. It appears to be. And you got this peanut head ass bastard come out announcing these like baseless indictments. Well, that's the way they see it. So when you see it in that way, it's a bit of a problem. Yeah, I mean, the scale of damage that's been done in hip hop is irreversible. So when you look at the big picture, what are you gonna notice? What, you think Diddy walking around with pneumonia in his pocket? Here, take that, take that, take that. So that's what he doing now? He just walking around saying, take that, take that, take that. It's crazy amount of people. That's why y'all got to join the Patreon, because the Tupac video is going up today. Oh, absolutely. But I also wanted to make sure that they corrected certain things, because in the grand scheme of things, this is what people need to understand more and more, the gravitas of the situation when things keep like getting more and more out of the picture and out of focus. Mm-hmm. It should be about the case itself and the credibility of these people, even the ones that are speaking out against Diddy. It's like, really? You guys are clowns. Like,
like for real, they ain't got nothing to do with the situation. And these people are like clowns. You know, I see these dudes and I'm just like, y'all pissed because making the band, they stole money from all these people. I'm like, what money did they generate, B? I mean, for real. I mean, if you think about all the things that they've made, like what did they do? Mm. I never felt like I had to explain that before, but okay. If Diddy did all these things, who did he conspire to do it with? If you say in a RICO, it should be more than one person. A RICO normally does not stand for one person. You use a RICO so that you could bring down multiple people, statewide, whatever. You can go international, whatever. That's what the RICO is for. So if you're only going after one damn person and only got one person and one suspect, then what the hell was the RICO about then? How is it a RICO? Who did you conspire with? Who were your co-conspirators? We saw them do that with Kels. Who the hell was his co-conspirator? Those are actual real questions. Mm. Well, Gene's gonna be Gene. Gene Deal told us when he first came out, I'm not gonna talk about this no more. I'm only gonna talk about it because out of respect for Big's moms, I told Mrs. Wallace, I'm not gonna speak about this no more. And that was about what, 6 years ago? Now he on everybody's show and he keep talking about it. So I'm just saying he getting his money. But I'm just saying when you got a whole channel dedicated to just going after one individual, Diddy. Poof. He was right. I didn't ever say Gene was wrong. I mean, he's actually been around him, but certain things that he didn't know about, like Cassie, he wasn't around Cassie. He was never around Cassie and Diddy. He was never around that situation, but he had a lot to say about it, which was quite interesting when everything with him was done back in like the early 2000s. And I'm like, he was never Biggie's bodyguard. So when Mace was there, him and Mace had that conversation. And Mace told him, like, dude, what did I tell you? I didn't trust y'all. That's why I didn't go to the party. He was chilling with Brandy and they stayed in the room. They didn't even go to the party. Absolutely, about that situation, he would know more than me. Choke gonna say anything he can. You put a camera in front of Choke, He gonna talk all day long. So let Choke say whatever Choke want to say. I don't know how he swindled Comedy Hype to go up there and reiterate everybody else's stories. I'm telling everybody's stories who did the investigation. And I'm like, why don't you go get them? Like he was telling Gene Deal's story. I'm surprised they ain't go get Gene. I'm like, well, damn, that's Gene's story. That's somebody else's story. This is a person that was on somebody else's show. You're telling his story. You're telling that story. You mixed it all up and you screwing it all up because you don't even know what you're talking about. Then you got people going, man, the way Choke put it, man, he didn't solve the case. I'm like, this dude. Well, when you get Nancy Grace on there, a woman with no real credibility whatsoever, all she does is go on there and starts making her theories of what she thinks happened and try to make it a reality, and she's just horrible. I don't know why. I can't tell Gene Deal not to be mad at Diddy. Whatever he mad at Diddy about or got a problem with him about, that's between him and Diddy. So I can't tell him not to be mad at Diddy. No, I just remember when those interviews first came out with MREC and Gene, and he said, I'm not going to talk about this no more. Out of respect for Miss Wallace, I'm not going to talk about this no more. Here come another person, they don't know what the hell they talking about. Like Gene Deal wasn't around Cassie, neither was Jamie Foxx. Wrong. Jamie Foxx has been around Cassie plenty of times, dude. What the hell are you talking about? That was the late 90s. Carcino, you talk as much as Choke. 24/7 data. See, that's what I'm saying. People just got their agenda and want to say something so bad, don't you? You just wanted to talk so bad. He wasn't never around, Cassie. Oh, what you don't know. See what I'm saying? Now read that dummy's comment again. Gene Deal wasn't around, Cassie. Neither was Jamie Foxx. See? 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 Biggie and Tupac came out in 2002. Gene pointed out the guy in the suit on the DVD.
They reached out to Gene, and Gene did that on the DVD. That was probably the last thing Gene Deal really did after that. He was working with, he went to work for Puff's girl, Misa. He went to work with her, but he hadn't been around Puff in years. He was never big security guard. Another person said that. He was never, only in certain scenarios where they sent him to bodyguard big. He's normally was Puff security guard. Never Biggie's. Only a few times was Gene around Big like that, his bodyguard. A lot of situations, Gene wasn't around Big. He wasn't his main bodyguard. Yeah, well, that's why you can't go along with a lot of these theories, because theories are just that. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Well, Puff's legacy is gonna be tainted by this. And for him, it matters. He likes the red carpet. He loves being out there on the scene. He loves to be at the Grammy party, the Oscars, everything. You think Ellen DeGeneres and Dr. Phil and all these people are gonna be there backing him? No, they're gonna stay all the way back and show that they're not real friends. So you said, I'm just as guilty as the people I accuse. I Google information, then spin a narrative. Show footage of Jamie Foxx at a freak-off party, not a random photo of a group of people. So what you're saying is you want me to show a photo of a sexual illicit act on YouTube? That is now in court and is illegal? Been saying an illegal action that is legally they battling for in court? Yeah. Why don't you provide it? I never said Gene Deal does not have information on Puffy Combs. He has a lot of information. Been knowing him for years. I'm just saying he wasn't around during the Cassie years. Let me repeat. He wasn't around during the Cassie years. That is the statement I made. So for him to have his input on it, it's coming from it like anybody else on the outside. It wasn't like he was Puff's bodyguard when he was with Cassie. You guys are making that mistake and believing that because he was Puff's former bodyguard, They just tack that on and make it seem like he's there. I'm dealing with truthful words. And Rob Thomas, we did not forget, you came up here and said Jamie Foxx wasn't around her neither. We heard you. And you just got exposed for just running your mouth. Right. Gene has even stated that he was not around during those times. And that was only brought up at the fact because most of y'all saying Gene Deal gonna get called to the stand. I'm like, why would Gene be called to the stand? He haven't been around Puffy for over 15 years. So why would he be around? Why would you call him to the stand? To corroborate what? There's nothing he can corroborate. I'm like, he wasn't around. So if somebody who wasn't around that situation, I'm quite sure he probably said, I've seen things in the past. That okay, what's that got to do with this? You know, it's a bad situation for some. I act like Diddy's an angel. How I act like he's an angel? By saying I don't believe that he got involved with trafficking. I interviewed Malika from Making the Band. She said Cassie wasn't around then. She wasn't. She wasn't around Making the Band at all. So I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Oh man, you know Suge came in there. Suge he probably the happiest person on earth that Diddy got locked up. Oh, you know he was. Suge gonna be right there. See, this is what I was talking about being all in the videos, dancing, still in the spotlight from the artist. See, he think he an artist. He want to be a star. See, that's why I wasn't all in the videos. I stayed back. I'm an executive producer. So if I'm an executive producer, why I need to be in the video? That ain't my job. See, he need to be doing his job. See, that's why I asked my artists. I say, do you want to be famous? You want to be a star or you want to make money? And they was like, I want to be a star. I asked all of them. They say the same thing. They want to be a star. I want the money. Oh man, yeah, that was crazy. YouTube got mad at that video. I had to put it on the Patreon. So you want to see the full version of that video? from the panel. You got to go to the Patreon now. I had to remove that part off of the YouTube. They was hot over that. Oh, it's no problem at all. It's easy. Yeah, there's no way I'll be going into all those Diddy stories. We got plenty of Jamie Foxx stories that we're not even gonna tell. We gonna just let that marinate, let that kind of die down. So can the feds make Jamie Foxx give up Diddy? Did Metal Rose have a meeting with Diddy? Now, here's the thing. Bringing Jamie Foxx into the equation would be very interesting for them because a lot of people be like, man, we could say this with Jamie, but Jamie was loved. There was nobody in those parties that was at the first party. Now, the other parties that took place, I don't know. But that involved a lot of males and females in different groups of people just getting down. Those things were crazy, but that's not even the thing. Is the weird part about it, Hollywood? I mean, feds, if you're listening, if the feds are listening, why are you not at these white people's party that's been doing this for years? All these music executives, when they have their album listening parties and then they turn into, other parties at night, where are they at? I don't see them. If somebody else tell me he hit Cassie, if he hit Cassie before or whatever he's doing, that's a moment where, okay, y'all captured a bad moment in his life. But to put somebody through all of this it's kind of nuts. Well, I'm quite sure they're going to want to see all the tapes Jamie Foxx had. Jamie is a partier, which means he's been at tons of parties. Tons of them. Love to throw them. And I never understood why they didn't have these like crazy parties beforehand. And they do this with other celebrities. You know, the white guys. They always go for the black guys, never the white guys. I just always found that as strange. See, they could throw Jamie in the pool with all these white people who fully dressed and they in the water. It just gets crazy. But Jamie has always been living that life of partying. Oh yeah, Jamie's sister. I remember Jamie's sister got into an incident at a party, but we ain't gonna bring that up. We ain't gonna bring that up. That's for a whole nother time. Mm-hmm. There they go, the big three. Mm-hmm. It's stunning. Run, Jamie. Why I didn't engage with that crazy man who seemed to be prejudiced and racist who came up here? Oh, that was quite interesting. But that's why I told you I don't have to explain what I already know. What do I need to explain it to you for? You're not finna have me dancing on a string. See, he got off with just giving the idea like, y'all prove to me that there's black people in the Bible. Where does it says that they prove color in the Bible? How do you know the Israelites were black? Who said anything about an Israelite? Who said anything about that? That wasn't even the conversation. He just immediately went into that direction. I'd be like, how do you know that they were Israelite or anything? I was like, well, you proved to me that they were white. I never said they were white. I know you didn't. But we never said anything about Israelites or being black or anything else. Why did you bring that conversation up? This is what I was trying to get him to understand. I'm not going to play your game. I know how you want to play the game. I know what you're trying to do. It's not going to work here. But everybody else, you're going to get them activated. So we all with a difference of opinions on this Puffy trial, but everybody finna form like Voltron and come together and form right here. And they gonna unify to go against you. The world's a tricky place. Ooh. Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna go back and forth to try to prove something to him that he already knows. He's just trying to troll anything else. It's like, dude, you know, you're not finna get me riled up. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna get everybody else activated. And boy, did he get Nick, and Nick was activated. He was ready to go. And that's what he did. Everybody in the chat, he don't know how many brothers is in this chat that listen and they know what's going on. And the last thing they wanted to hear was somebody like him come up here and try to spew that nonsense. You know, the only people that try to say that there's no color in the Bible and all of this, if color didn't matter, why would they bother giving a description of Christ's identity or what he looked like? If it didn't matter. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't even go into the descriptions. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't paint him in all these churches with blonde hair and blue eyes, with white skin, if it didn't matter. And the same book you're reading from describes people outside of the Messiah, of their features. None of it would dictate that they're not different in any way, shape, or form. Whenever they mentioned pale skin or anything of that nature, it was always with disease and leprosy. They used often other color words as like onyx or dark, bronzen, sullen, anything that that basically would tell you this person has color. All of these things tell you that these are people have color. They gave you descriptions. So if it didn't matter, they wouldn't have given it to you. And none of the descriptions meant anything. And in all these countries around the world, in Northern Europe, everywhere else, they all worship the Black Madonna, Mary. And she's black. In all Russia, everywhere, even the Pope, behind closed doors, they have the Black Madonna there. Why they celebrate with the public figure out there, because everybody wants to believe in a God that looks like them, that resembled them. It's empowering. So if they was to show you that the Christ looked like you would feel empowered by that. When you find out you're the chosen people, it empowers you. They tried to write you off as inferior. They tried to write you off as you didn't matter, right? That you were troublesome and that you were such a problem and you were savage, right? If that was the truth, oh, you saw my YouTube short, huh? Well, tell Drake, ask Drake what he did, and he would understand why it's happening to him. Now, no, they tried to write us off. But see, here's the lies that you know, because if they believed we were inferior and we were savages, why would they allow us in their homes? Why would they allow us to be their cooks? Why would they allow us to take care of their children, clean their houses if we're savages? Why would they allow us to do these things? You see what they did? They just didn't want to do these things because we were always better at it. We were cleanly people. So they know this about us, but they tell us that we're this thing so we can believe it. And now we run around calling each other savages and stuff. It's crazy. I'm on demon time, demon mode. Why would you want to be that? There's no reason for it. I would never call myself a demon. All right, I already know I come from royal lineage. Like they say, blood of a slave, heart of a king. Right. It's all about your stature, what you answer to, how you carry yourself. Just think about how many black people used to take care of white kids and raise most of these white kids. While their parents go to work and do all this stuff. They in the law firm and doing whatever. And they had the black maids at the house. In the 80s, that's all it was. Black women had jobs, raising white kids, washing their clothes, everything. Right. They want you to embrace demon time, savage time. Anybody who's talking about that, the record companies want to sign them right away. Oh, he said demon time, sign him up. Oh, he going places. He said demon time. Say that demon time thing again. Oh yeah, hit the like button too. I know y'all been here for a minute, but hit the like button straight up. The case isn't about celebrity. This case is about music, right? So if the case is about music, who else is engulfed in music? They are. They are both tied down to this whole music game. And that's all they know. They have ingratiated themselves or disrespected themselves enough. So it is what it is. I've been talking to What's the Dirt. What's the Dirt is not really what y'all think, but we'll get into that. Hit the like button, good people. What's up, Twizzo? No, because he just wanted to read quotes from the Bible to make some points of nothing. He just there to cause commotion. He's reading the Bible and he don't even understand. He's reading Solomon and saying, that's the song. I'm like, yeah, that was a song that was written. Like, you're taking things out of context. You're going to Deuteronomy and saying, well, if you do that, then you're not an Israelite. Like, what are you talking about? He was reading things way out of context. And just like them, they try to blind you with confusion. And I'm like, I know who I am and what I am, so you can't convince me that I'm not. With your trickery of words and your deception doesn't work with me. I don't have to explain myself to you. You can't take away what I already know. Right? If I look outside and I see the sun shining and you coming in here trying to do a whole pinpoint presentation how the sun ain't really up there shining, I'm like, oh, you could talk all you want. I know. So it's not going to work, but you can continue as long as you want. Oh, is RT the brand? Is that's who you saying is Gummy? That's his alter ego, RT the brand? Or is he really working at Public? Mm. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, we've almost gone 2 hours on this. This was supposed to have been a short one for about 30, 40 minutes. But definitely go over to the Patreon. The Tupac video is coming out like right now. So y'all could definitely enjoy that. The Tupac video we did here with him and the president and how everything went down. The part I left out of the YouTube version is on the Patreon right now. It just went live. If you're a Patreon member, you already got your alert. It's up right now. So we're going to say thank y'all for everybody who super chatted, everybody who went to my Cash App. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Welcome to HDII TV for showing up. The Star Report, Showface News, The Mayor, Damn DPOV, all them guys. I'm going to get up out of here, though. Peace.